4 mistakes people over 40 do when they plan their breakfast. I will go over them and then I'll give you the good way to prepare your breakfast, the healthy way. Mistake number 1, sweets for breakfast. It is very common for people to have coffee with some pastry or some cake, cookies. Even morning cereals are actually considered sweets for me because they're mostly carbohydrates and simple ones. It could be pancakes with syrup. It could be waffles. All of these options are loaded with simple sugars and they are very bad for you because, especially in the morning, when you eat a load of simple sugars, your blood sugar goes up very steeply. And then, like an hour later, it plummets. And when it does, you feel tired, you feel cranky, and you really, really want more sweets. And that is the way sugar helps bring you closer to diabetes or prediabetes. So sweets are the first mistake. Mistake number 2, and it is connected to the first one, is drinking juice. Juice is terrible for you all day long, but especially in the morning. And I don't care how natural it is. You could have taken oranges and made them into juice. It is still loaded with sugar. Okay? If I take this cup is like a measuring cup. It has 240 milliliters in it. And if I fill it up with orange juice that I just squeezed from real oranges, it still contains the equivalent of 6 teaspoons of sugar in this little cup. And most people don't drink that cup. They drink more than that. So it is more than 6 teaspoons of sugar in 1 cup. And the problem with this, even though it's real oranges, but we took all the fiber out, we took a lot of important components of the orange, we took it all out, and we were left with water and sugar and some coloring of the orange, which is fine. It is good, but we let go of a lot. But the real problem with juice is our bodies were not meant to deal with such an amount of sugar all at once. When I drink juice, all of it goes in like a minute. But if I wanted to eat, like it takes about at least 3 oranges to fill a cup. I would never eat 3 oranges for breakfast. Never. I would hardly eat 1. Okay, so I get at least 3 times the amount of fruit and I take it all in very, very quickly. And then again, my body gets this surge of sugars and this process of steep blood sugar goes up and steep plummeting down happens with the juice as well. So do not drink juice no matter how natural it is. If you want the vitamin C, you can have it through vegetables and just eat the orange. 1 orange, even a quarter of an orange is enough. Third one, and it is again related to the last 2, is making smoothies. Very fashionable, very in to make smoothies, fruit smoothies. Actually, what the smoothie does, it chews the food for us. Instead of taking a plate of fruit, which is a lot, I put it all in the blender and I make a smoothie of it. So it is very easy for me to get a large amount of fruit and I add to it milk and maybe some other ingredients. But all in all, what the smoothie does, it helps me get in quickly a lot of food. And that is not what I need or what I want, okay? I want to eat my food in the right amount for me. There is no reason for me to try to cram a lot of food into a dish that is easy to swallow. When I chew my food, that is the way my body is meant to work. So with the saliva and with the swallowing, while I chew, the sugars and all what is there in my food goes in little by little. And that is the way my body is meant to work. When I make a smoothie, I take it all in too fast. I let the blender chew my food for me. And there is no good reason for it, except making breakfast very, very quick. But if you eat breakfast so quickly, then it is not a healthy breakfast, no matter what you put in there. And fourth mistake that people over 40s do and damage themselves while doing it is eat breakfast while not feeling hungry. Some people just wake up and they're not really hungry, but they eat their breakfast because they were told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is the healthiest meal. It is very important to eat when you wake up because it fires up your metabolism. And these are all fads, okay? I'm a myth buster, so those myths are not true. It is perfectly fine to go on your day without eating. You should drink, yes. You should drink water. You can drink coffee if you want, or tea, that's fine. But you don't have to eat unless you're hungry. Some people wake up hungry, like me. If I don't eat within half an hour of my waking up, I get very cranky. I'm hungry in the morning, but I know people that are perfectly fine in delaying the first meal of the day until 12 or even 1 o'clock p.m. and they're fine with it. And you don't have to force yourself to eat just because someone said so. It's okay to listen to your own biorhythm and to your own signals of satiety and hunger. And today, with the intermittent fasting that is very popular, we know that it is fine to have many hours of not eating. It could even benefit you on some levels, so don't be afraid of it. It is fine to skip breakfast if that's the way it feels better for you. So, thus far, we talked about 4 mistakes that people over 40s do when they make their breakfast. But what if you do want to have a healthy breakfast and you are hungry? What should your breakfast contain to make it healthy? So here are the parts of the meal that are good for you. First thing we want to have in our breakfast is some sort of protein. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's okay if it's a small amount, like 1 egg. And if you're a big person, maybe 2. It all depends, of course, also on your blood tests and on your cholesterol levels. But 1 or 2 eggs for most people could be fine. It also could be some kinds of cheese or tofu or fish. It could be meat, though, or maybe bacon, but processed and cured meats are not very healthy for you. And so I think they shouldn't be your everyday choice. You could eat them maybe once every several days or maybe once or twice a month. I don't think they should be your first choice for breakfast protein. Second part of a healthy breakfast is natural fat. And again, it shouldn't be in large amounts because fat has a lot of calories in it. And if you indulge in it very freely, you'll have a problem losing weight and you might even gain weight. Good fats could be avocados or sesame paste or natural peanut butter. That is a peanut butter that contains nothing but peanuts. No sugar, no salt, no nothing, just peanuts. A little bit of olive oil or a little of butter. I do not recommend margarine or coconut oil. And a small amount is no more than 1 spoonful for the entire meal of any of them. Third important part of a healthy breakfast is vegetables. I know that is not a popular thing to say. Most people don't really like vegetables in the morning, but I find that if you think about it a little, you could include them in your breakfast in some way or another that is good for you and that is acceptable for you. Okay, like I'm allergic to tomatoes and peppers, so they're out of the question, but I cut radishes on my slice of bread, or sometimes I cut a little bit of cabbage. And this morning, I took a picture of it. I ate arugula leaves with a little bit of salad dressing, and it was delicious, and I really liked it. But if you're not allergic to tomatoes or peppers, they're a fine choice because they're rich in vitamin C and it is important to eat them. It could be as simple as spreading pesto on your slice of bread or sun-dried tomato paste. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but vegetables should be a part of your breakfast. Fourth part of breakfast that should be there is carbs. I don't think you should be anti-carbs, but those carbs should be the kind that absorbs slowly into the bloodstream and don't make it go high very fast. Those could be a slice of bread that is made from whole wheat or rye bread. You should look at the ingredients of the bread and see that all the flours in it are all whole flours. It could be wheat flour, rye flour, barley flour. It could be cooked oatmeal, lentils like a lentil bread or chickpeas. They are all very good carbs, make you feel full for longer periods of time. Your blood sugar after eating them goes up slowly and stays up and goes down very slowly and moderately. And so you don't have that peak of terrible hunger where you feel like you must have something sweet now. You just skip that. And it keeps you feeling good for a long time. And some of us, even though we have this healthy breakfast, may feel the need for something sweet at the end of it with a coffee or tea, and that is fine. After you ate all those foods that fill your stomach with good fiber and protein and fat, if you now eat a small amount, and I emphasize the small, a small amount of sweet, say 1 chocolate cube, or a small cookie with your coffee, then nothing terrible happens because this small amount of sweet mixes with all your breakfast in your stomach. And even though it is simple sugars, they are diluted by everything else you ate. And so it doesn't harm you. It doesn't make your sugar go up all at once. I post here a picture of my breakfast that I ate this morning. That is actually the breakfast that I eat most mornings. There is 1 boiled egg and 1 slice of rye bread, in this case with tahini, sesame paste on it. And I took arugula leaves today, and in them I put a little bit of salad dressing that is homemade. And also I had a tangerine. That was my sweet for this meal. And also I had my good fat, a small amount of pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, which I roast at home, and I would love to tell you about it on my next videos. I hope now you can avoid all those mistakes and try and make your breakfast be more healthy. Please subscribe to my channel, and that way you will know about my next videos. And I would love to get your comments, what you think about my videos. I would love to improve them with your help, and also learn about what interests you. What would you like me to talk about on my next videos? I would love to get your input about it. And have a good breakfast tomorrow. Bye bye.